Well, guys, we got another episode of Into the Badlands, and it was an awesome episode. So, much like with the first episode, we start off with a meeting of a character and a meeting of a bunch of other people, and it starts immediately into this big action scene. Something that I think is really awesome about the show is that its action is very fast paced and just so fun to watch. It's very creative, too. I'm not sure if they're going to do this, but I have a sneaking suspicion that they're probably going to start off a lot of episodes with the fight scene, and near the end, like they did with the last episode, have one of those final battle scenes, because they did the same thing for both episodes, which was still pretty good. So, we find out that MK, he's run off, he's almost away, and of course, he finds this girl who eventually takes him back to her faction, and who happens to be in charge other than the widow. Of course. Why not? So the widow is looking for MK and knows about his secret. He bleeds, he'll go nuts. Of course, when she sets up the sort of scenario where the girl would cut him, enrage him, and say it's going to be very dangerous, she decides to turn on, the orders and fake it so that MK gets away scot-free. I think it's really interesting that just the way everything's been going down. MK tries to run away from everyone who's just coming after him, only to wind up right at the widow's doorstep, which is really interesting. When he tries to get away later, he actually just gets pretty much kicked out because he and this other girl, who I only heard her name a couple of times, it's going to take me a while to remember, but they kissed, and we all kind of saw it coming the second they were all sneaking around. They heard a noise, like, oh, what are they going to do? They're going to kiss. A little cliched, but, what works, works. And on Sunny's side of the spectrum, what's going on? Well, they find a sort of drug stashish. No, I'm a little too far ahead. So, the Baron Quinn decides that he wants to take Sunny out to a place known as his pretty much doctor. What does he do? He gets some sort of x-ray scan going on and finds out that he has a tumor. In order to keep it silent, he orders Sunny to go back in there and kill both the doctor and his wife. Sunny refuses, and then the Baron goes and does it himself. Holy crap. He had no mercy for them. They were good friends to them, and he cut them down. I think this is really interesting. This is a character that is willing to do absolutely anything that it takes to keep, his position high up and not get found out. Really psychotic character, but I think in the end that's what's going to make it interesting. Now, Sunny is on thin ice because he disobeyed an order from Quinn, and that just immediately spells mistrust. Of course, later on in the episode, Sunny teams up with the Baron's son to go to this warehouse to fight against people called the Nomads, who are kind of like, those drug dealer type deals, the middlemen. Turns out they've got MK, and they ambush Sunny and the Baron's son inside that warehouse, which leads to an epic fight scene, which was even more enjoyable than the fight scene we got at the end of the episode of last week. So, a lot of fast combat, some good story development, and just more characters to throw in. It was a really good episode. And of course, at the end of the episode, MK comes back with Sunny to the, I'm just going to call it the Red Faction, because I don't know what it's called right now. And now he's going to be trained by Sunny to control this sort of inner rage demon thing he's got going on. But the Baron will be watching. And that's pretty much it for this episode, because now as soon as next week's episode starts up, we are going to war with the Barons, with the Widow. So it's gonna get pretty crazy. All in all, for this episode, I'd say that for the second episode, I'd give it 8.7 out of 10. Really good. Great combat, as always. I mean, just... not as always. Just like the first episode, the combat was incredibly awesome. The action was just unbelievable. And the story's progressing quite nicely at a really good pace. I hope that they keep this series kind of going a little bit, because AMC's known for having short shows. You know, Walking Dead, Better Call Saul, just other stuff. So, let me know what you guys thought of the episode in the comment section below, as well as leaving your own, sort of thought. What did you think the rating should have been? Like 9.0, 9.3, something like that. Follow me on Facebook. That is in the description below. Share this with as many people as you can. I greatly appreciate it. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys later. I've been Kedrick as always. Peace.